Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Ricky Warwick here from Black Star Riders, and you are watching CMS TV.
It is your classic metal show right here on the classicmetalshow.com. Couple of John Bush era songs there to kick off the show. Started things off there from the Sound of White Noise release with Room for One More, and Armored Saint there from the Symbol of Salvation release with Tribal Dance. And a man doing the tribal dance up to the microphone is my good friend and partner, Chris Aiken. What's going on there, Chris?
See, I'm doing the tribal dance.
Tribal dance up to the mic.
That's right.
Dance up to the mic.
What's going on, man?
I saw you mention in the chat room that you didn't get your in-ears charged.
I'm so fucking pissed. They're right here.
Yeah.
They're literally right here on the charger.
Yeah.
Have been for 7 days. I didn't even turn them on. Even this afternoon, after me and you talked, I came in here and I was dicking around with the headphones on my ears and everything. Never even thought to turn this shit on. I just was like, okay, it's been on the charger for a week. It's going to be charged.
Right.
But it's hooked to, I have a USB, like a 10 USB thing. And I guess that won't charge it. So I'm going to have to plug it into the wall, I guess. But
yeah, I go directly right into the USB into one of my PCs right here in the studio.
Yeah. I mean, I'll figure it out. But I went to turn it on. One of them has like 2 bars and the other has 1. I was like, son of a bitch. It's like, this can't be happening.
Yeah. No, I like my in-ear setup. I've been, using them for about 3 weeks now, and I like them. I
like them too. I didn't really want to go back to the headphones tonight, but it's either that or don't hear. So, thank God I didn't throw them away.
Yeah, well, why would you throw away a good set of headphones?
Because they're falling apart too. They're all the plastic and everything is all rubbed off on them and stuff. They're about toast.
I hear you. Well, It is what it is. We'll just do what we normally do.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. So
yeah, I hear you. Well, here we are. We're back for another show, and my nephew hit me up before the show this evening via the text. He says, "There's another great show last week. I love the mashup segment, and I love the John Fogerty news because he's kind of a Fogerty fan." So,
sure. I thought last week was good. Oh, I mean, all the segments were pretty damn good, if I do say so myself.
I'm surprised that because I read some of the comments and I saw some of the comments, how many people don't like the mashups. And it's like, what's not to like? It's just kind of clever, fun. It's not supposed to be artistic integrity. It's just kind of a cool, I don't know, just a creative way of just putting a new twist on something that you're familiar with.
They're ruining the original, man.
I just thought that was funny to see those kind of comments. I just find them entertaining, especially when they're really well done.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to get this out of the way before this even continues. Yes, we will be talking about the Crowder situation tonight. Neeley and I actually did some pre-show prep. Yeah,
we actually had a 10-minute call this afternoon and kind of bandied it about, but didn't talk too much in depth.
Yeah,
we want to bring that to you, but it is very relevant to what we do here on the show.
Yes, and to the point that even as we were talking about it in brief, Neeley had to say to me, "Okay, we're going into show mode now. Stop."
Mm-hmm.
So we have plenty to say about that.
Right.
And if that's not enough, you guys can hit Chris Aiken Presents on Monday, and Dave will be on with me on Monday. So you can get another taste of what's going on from an even closer insider than me and Neeley.
Right.
Okay? So there you go.
Right.
So plenty of we're well aware of it, so you guys could stop sending messages and emails and texts and whatever asking if we've heard what's going on or if I know what's going on. The answer is yes. We will get there.
Yeah, when it comes to free form broadcast and doing this type of thing, we're certainly not on the level of a Crowder or a Joe Rogan or anybody like that, or a Kuya, sure. But we do the same thing, but our model is a little bit different, and we'll talk about that in depth, I'm sure.
I'm sure we'll talk quite a bit about it.
Yeah. So, it's a changing world we're living in, and especially when it comes to, media, media these days. Everybody can be a part of the media, and, there are forces out there that control, let me just put it this way without getting into it. There are bigger forces out there that do not want people to have the ability to have a voice in the media.
That's correct.
Let's just put it that way.
Well, the minute the people have a voice, there's no control.
Exactly. So we'll talk about that in depth. I'm looking forward to it. Actually, when Chris gave me a call on a business related thing today, the first thing I asked him is, I'm sure you're well aware of this Crowder thing.
Yep.
So, and it's like, yeah, I have every intention of talking about it tonight. So,
yep.
All right. So you can put that to rest. So everybody stick around. We will talk about it.
Yep. We will. Right.
But, anyway, what else are we after here? Just another new week. It was a busy week for me. Again, work related, just busy. I got prepping for the life coaching classes I'll be taking here shortly, and getting that all in order. And we're talking about expanding my empire.
Yes, look at you.
So just working on that, and as well as the normal gig. Thanks for giving up your set and entertaining set. Yeah, okay. All right, surfer fan.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your patronage.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for plugging in and turning on.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, you're going to be a great life coach. You're great at faking praise. Oh, it's great.
It's great.
Great. Glad you tuned in, pal.
I'd be like Mike Damone. Isn't this great?
Too funny.
This is great iced tea. Speaking of that, I was listening to some old O&A and stuff, and what's his name? Rich Romanis. Is that his real name?
From what?
Mike Damone.
Oh, I don't know his real name. He's just Damone.
Yeah, he's Rich Romanis. He called into the show, and he was promoting something. I don't know. So he was like doing some kind of a new little project or something. He called the show, and Anthony was doing his Mike Damone impression on the phone. It was the funniest goddamn thing, man. It just cracked me up.
Nice.
And he asked him, he said, how come you said great iced tea and you didn't even taste it? That was a good one. But that old stuff just keeps me entertained. I mean, I listen to that pretty much on a daily basis, and it just keeps me, it's just funny, man. There is just so much material out there. Just years and years and years worth of material.
Sure. I was playing you last night. I listened to 5 hours of O&A last night. I listened to the somehow, some way, the divorce, the 5 hour divorce thing.
Yeah, the whole, his whole divorce exactly.
Saga came up. Boy, that was some good listening. Oh my God. I was cracking the fuck up.
The other one that makes me laugh is the whole Antolini thing.
Oh yeah. With her shitting in the bed and stuff. Ooh.
Oh yeah. Well, just from the beginning when he first hooked up with her.
Right.
Somebody put together the whole Antolini saga from the very minute that he first talked to her to where they went out on a date, and Anthony missed the show because they were out chasing around all night.
Right.
and then it became a relationship, and then it went into nuttiness, and then he got caught with a chick in his bed, and
yeah, and she burned all his clothes and shit.
all that stuff. That's just whoever had all the recordings and the time to compile all that to 10-hour jags of the one I was listening to this week was somebody put together 2 almost 10-hour segments, almost 20 hours worth of Nopi segments.
Oh, that's good listening there.
It was all Anthony.
Okay.
Anthony, Jim, Patrice, Bob Kelly,
right,
Rich Voss, the whole thing, but no Opie at all.
That's the best listening there could be, isn't it?
I just, until you look back 10 years later and listening to those shows, you don't realize what a drag Opie was on that show.
Oh, he really was.
I mean, of course we accepted it because it was O&A.
Yeah, well, the rest of it was funny. It was so funny that we accepted it and didn't think much of it.
You didn't think much of it, but now in hindsight, when you listen to the show, you go, and especially with the Nopi segments,
sure,
you realize this guy, he was a drag on the show.
He was terrible. I mean, dude, just especially, and I'll be honest, it used to annoy me when they did it on the show, but I just was always like, oh, it's just a show. I never associated to Opie until I heard Anthony talk about it. When they'd be riffing about something good and he'd be like, let's go to the phones. It's Steve the trucker or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was like, why are you fucking ruining the flow with a goddamn caller?
Because he had nothing to contribute. That's why.
Yeah, but it was just, every time he did it, it broke the flow of something that was really going funny every time.
Yeah. It was just like, well, I've got nothing to contribute here, so I might as well just, break this up, because it was almost like a jealousy thing. Like, Jim and
Anthony,
Jim and Anthony and whatever comedian might have been in the studio that day. Like you said, they'd get into a real flow.
Right.
And they were, just getting into some insanity.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's take a phone call here. But yeah, so that's been that I run across nuggets of stuff that either I haven't heard it or hadn't heard it, or
sure,
I hadn't heard it in 15 years.
Right.
And then you just, oh yeah,
that
I remember this.
Yep.
So good. And I know you may have heard this, you may have known, but I guess back in November that Pat from Moonaki died.
Yeah, he died of diabetes. And dude, even his last, this is so stupid, his last post on like Facebook or Twitter or whichever one he was using was him in the hospital making jokes about himself dying.
Yeah, I know. There was a couple of posts that he made where they cut off his leg.
Yeah.
For one thing, and he was getting this hydrotherapy on his leg, and he was taking pictures of his leg all broken out, busted open from all the sores and shit that he. It's like, dude, I mean, I get it; it's a real thing, and I get people suffer from that, but in his case, at least, just from what I know of him or how he conducted himself on the show. This guy, his diabetes was so out of control because he was a food freak.
Yeah.
And he ate whatever he wanted to and all this other stuff, and he paid the price of it. So he passed away in November. He was 59.
Yeah. Well, like I've said a million times, there are some people that don't want to live to be 80.
I guess.
There just are, and he's one of them.
I guess. But man, to go through the pain that he went through, I guess he got his foot cut off first, and then they took off his leg. And
yeah. Well, he started with toes.
Yeah, I know.
He was losing toes back when he was on O&A.
I know, I remember.
So that was when he's in his 30s, probably.
Yeah, exactly. Ugh. You got to take off some toes here. Well, now we're going to have to take your foot off. Now we're going to have to take your leg off.
Yeah, it's like inching up.
Ugh. Just what a way to live.
Not the best.
No, not at all. But yeah, so that's some pretty damn good listening there. So if you were a fan or maybe never experienced O&A, there's plenty of stuff out there on the web, out there on YouTube and Rumble.
Sure. Yeah, you can easily become a fan because I think it's all out there. I think every minute of O&A history is out there.
Yeah. Just some good stuff, and just the compilations are the best.
Yeah, they are fun.
Because, like I said, whoever put them together, they group them together into subject material, like all Patrice and all Anthony only and all of Jim Norton. And, so if you like one particular character from the show, you can listen to a compilation of just them, in their segments in the show.
Where's our guys doing that for us?
Yeah, really, man.
Come on, Wheezy. I mean, whoever.
So that kept me entertained, and then I watched a couple of documentaries today. I ran across a documentary that I shared with you, and I'm surprised I never ran across it before.
Yeah,
an Evel Knievel documentary called "Becoming Evil."
Right. Yeah.
Did you watch it at all?
I didn't have time today.
Okay.
I turned it on and it flowed for like 30 minutes, and then I realized I hadn't watched 1 minute of it, so I was just like, all right, I'll watch this later.
Yeah, I was watching that, and a lot of the stuff I'd seen before or knew of, but there was some stuff that I wasn't aware of or hadn't heard before. And somebody, this documentary dug out some footage that A, hasn't been played in forever, or B, was never played, but especially the Snake River Canyon jump.
Right.
He was like losing his shit to the walk up to the jump. Like it's like a week's worth of press and different things like that. And he was getting really short tempered with the press, and basically he attacked a cameraman. Okay. And he says, "Get the hell out of here, get the fuck out of here," and he was up by his like his travel trailer truck.
Sure.
And some cameraman, he says, "Well, why don't you stand up and smile for us?" He goes, "Why don't you smile? Put a smile on your goddamn face." I mean, I'd never seen that footage before where he was kind of losing his shit just before the canyon jump.
Well, maybe Jack will cut that for next time you play Dawkins songs, and he can play that as smashing instead of Richie Blackmore.
Right. But it was pretty good watching that and seeing some of the behind the scenes stuff that I hadn't seen before,
Yeah.
And he's as big of a an American icon as that he was. Wow, he was kind of a dirtbag.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's part of what his charm was.
Exactly. But man, that guy fucked a lot of chicks, man.
I bet he did.
He banged a lot of women.
Yeah. You go. You got your first life coach here.
Is college worth it? I don't know. It depends on what your interest is.
He's going to a Christian college too.
Oh, well, it depends on what your major is and what you think you're going to accomplish. So,
yeah,
so it's just, if you're going to college to be like an art major or something, I would say don't waste your time. That's a hobby.
Right.
That's a hobby. You're never going to be an artist.
Yeah.
How many, that's something interesting, veering away from the evil stuff, but how many, I cannot believe how many times I've heard this in the last, I don't know, 5 to 10 years about, kids going to college. Everybody wants to be an artist. I'm going for art. Yeah. It's like art is a hobby.
Yeah. You might be the one in a zillion that ends up becoming a painter that's like, world renowned, but for the most part, none of those guys were college major guys.
They did it because they had natural talent, and they became an artist because they had the talent to do it and the drive. I don't think what do you want to call a formal education is going to make you an artist. The same way with people going to school for photography. I'm going for photography.
Yeah.
Again, that's a hobby. I mean, you might be able to turn it into something if you're like a journalist, but what's a journalist these days? Everybody's a journalist
exactly. Now. I went to school for photography at Verizon when I picked up my new iPhone. They showed me how to work it.
Exactly. So it's just funny, but I'll see how this whole process works. But I got the tuition all paid up and the classes all lined up and stuff. So we'll see how it goes. I'll keep you guys informed along the way as to progress and what this all entails. But this is just another little chapter in the book of Neeley.
He'll be taking pre-orders for your fucking desperate needs for help.
Your cry for help.
That's right.
So that's in the works. That's what's going on with that. And other than that, not a whole lot. I mean, just making money and putting it away, which I got kind of a concerning topic that we'll cover tonight about money and our financial system and stuff, which is something that we've been warned about for decades, but we'll get into that.
Okay. Cool.
So what's going on with you? What's going on in your busy life with being the media mogul that you are?
I really have become a TV star, haven't I? Jesus. I did so much screen time this week that it all blurred together. I think I did 15 hours of screen time this week.
Okay.
Between this show and I did 2 episodes of Seth Williams' show. I did Chris Aiken Presents. I did Toomey. I did a bunch of interviews with Matt for the Nalbandian tribute that we're putting together. It's like, I'm in front of this damn camera all the time now.
Oh, you'll work with anyone guy.
Yeah, pretty much. I am.
You media whore.
I am a whore. Absolutely. I'm looking for more. I said at the beginning of the year I was going to try and make this my full-time gig, and I am.
Sure.
I've just been busy. I've been busy doing all that kind of stuff and, working on some stuff with Corey Harker, which you're aware of, which I'm sure we'll talk about at some point. But working on building CMS TV, getting that together, getting the radio stations together, adding another show, which I'm not ready to announce yet, but I added yet another one. So that's 11 to the CMS network, I think. So just busier than busy, man. Just making it go. And I really want it to be something. And I want it to be the one-stop hub for anybody that likes this kind of content, whether it's interviews with bands or pop culture or, what me and you do, whatever we're calling that, shock jockery. I don't know what it's called now. It used to be called shock jockery, but now it's just called hate speech.
Yeah. If you ask the woke mob left, it's hate speech.
Yeah. But we're putting together a whole network of stuff that is going to be not censored. And, just because I started uploading some shit to YouTube doesn't mean that I've given up the fight about censorship. It's just now I'm redirecting how we do things.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, that's all I've been doing basically. Yesterday I went out I had dinner with Kelly last night, and that was a venture out. I went out and ventured out a couple of days, like 2 days. I went out and hung out with her on Thursday and Friday. So
look at that, 2 nights.
Yeah, look at me. I was out and about.
You social butterfly, you.
Oh yeah, I really am. But yeah, other than that, not much, dude. Just work, lots of worky work, and a couple of evenings out to get the fuck out of here for a minute. But
no, I don't blame you. I mean, so far this winter obviously has been a very mild winter.
Yeah.
So might as well get out while you can.
Exactly.
Because I'm enjoying this global warming that we're having.
Yeah, but the Green Deal, dude, we got to protect. We only got like 8 months left or whatever. I don't know how many days we have left according to these fucking idiots.
Right. Yeah. Well, the reason we don't have any snow this winter so far is just because of that global warming.
And that's why you should have to be forced to buy an electric car.
Right. And no gas stoves either.
That's right. No gas stoves, electric cars, like the fine folks at Domino's.
Right.
When they come, you say, look, they're protecting the environment while bringing me a pepperoni and cheese.
Well, the power plants are pumping out more exhaust to create more electric to charge your car.
Yeah, of course.
But
Now
you just don't see it. That's
you just don't see it. Well,
right.
dude, the funny thing is I saw a story. I don't know that it's true or not. It wasn't on. You know what? I'm going to stop saying that. It doesn't matter if it's true or not. It's a story, because whether, the follow-up of it wasn't on a mainstream thing, that doesn't even matter anymore. Really doesn't. But I saw a story that Tesla's having a problems with their charging stations.
Okay.
Because people are going and stealing the charging pieces because they're full of copper.
Yeah, of course.
So people are going up in the middle of the night and stealing the cable.
Yeah, they're clipping the cable off.
Yeah, and taking out the copper in it and selling it.
Yeah, of course.
Dummies.
Yeah, they'd steal a dog's hind leg if it was worth anything.
That's right.
What a world we live in.
Yeah.
Dirty Dave. Like the cars are for men with vaginas. Manginas.
That's right. Hey.
Sorry, I just developed a little bit of tickle in my throat here.
Well, let me go to my little sheet here and note the time.
What? That I was coughing on air?
Yeah.
Get away. He was coughing.
I have to edit that out of YouTube. Otherwise we can't use it.
Well,
you can't have a cough that simulates the dirty F word.
What? Fine Feather Friend?
That one. Yeah.
So dumb.
It is dumb.
It's just dumb.
But I will take the time to do the edits just to point out the hypocrisy of how stupid it is.
Well, how do you think the old O&A shows? They say that a lot on the old O&A shows that they play on YouTube.
And eventually they'll catch them and pull them down.
Well, do you think so?
They've pulled some of ours down from 8 years ago or whatever.
That's interesting. I still listen to the shows and they're all intact as far as I can tell.
Yeah, but you notice on Anthony's his other ones though, he clips it out.
Yeah, well, he clips, but I'm talking about just the recordings of the old shows, because they throw the F word around a lot.
They do. Dude, believe me, we're not nearly as popular as those videos, and I think that might have something to do with it. But I know for an absolute fact that they have pulled down a few of our shows for the dreaded F word and the dreaded R word.
Oh yeah,
R word. Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
Although, in fairness on the R word, I did agree with them that we were being pretty fucking hateful. They pulled down one of those where we were doing 1-2 potato things.
Yeah.
They pulled that down. So, yeah, dude, we've lost. Seriously, on YouTube, we have lost about 70 episodes.
Really?
Oh yeah. Yeah, where I just get a note saying, we've removed your content, now you appeal them all. And then they say, appeal denied. Yeah, we've lost about 70.
Wow.
Thankfully, we have 6,000 or whatever, so it doesn't leave a dent. But yeah, we've lost about 70 episodes. For that thing that I was worried about that people said would never affect us.
Right, of course.
It's never going to affect you guys. You're not big enough. You're too small.
Sure.
Okay. Sure.
Kicking our is good entertainment on the Classic Metal Show.
All right, let's note the time.
Classic Metal Show.
28:30. R word.
R bad word.
Bad word.
Bad word. It's so funny.
I don't actually mind putting the edits in on these though, because it makes it sound worse. And I put right in the description that it's censored. And if you want to hear it uncensored, go to the fucking Rumble. And I still want people to go to Rumble anyway. I don't want them going to fucking YouTube.
Right.
Thanks for checking out this episode of The Classic Metal Show. Get all of our episodes uncensored at www.theclassicmetalshow.com. Join us weekly from 9 p.m. till 3 a.m. Eastern at www.cmsradio.net. Participate in the live chat room at www.chatandkill.com. Once again, thank you for checking out The Classic Metal Show with Neeley and Chris. Hail and kill, fuck you, pal, and hand job!